My days am best when the sunset gets itself behind that little lady sitting on. Okay, hello Rock You, hello Kylie and Claudine, and anyone else who might have made their way to learn how to play Arabella by Arctic Monkeys on electric guitar. I am going to present a simplified version of what they're playing, but it actually sounds nearly like the actual recording. It's pretty close. So here we go. I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to talk at you instead of editing the video with little captions, just because it's just the two of you and I don't have that much time. And I've already wasted 30 seconds, so let's begin. Okay, the verse has two sections, or two parts. The first is that little riff, and it starts on the 9th fret. You can tell the 9th fret by, it's the last dot before the double dot. It starts on the 9th fret of the 4th string, which happens to be the G, but you don't really need to worry about that. And it goes like this: 9, 11, 12. Then you go down here and you grab the 10th fret on the B string, which is the 5th string, and then back. So it goes like that. So see, you can see my other hand here too. Okay, that's it. The only other thing is to play it at speed. It's not that easy. And you may want to try down, 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 up to catch that D. Or just alternating the way you would on a mandolin. So this might be easier for Claudine. So, oops, I can't do it. It's a little harder with the alternating because then you end up having to come around the last string. But the only other thing on that part is you may want to mute the strings a little bit. So you can either do that by keeping your hand against the strings here, or by not pressing so firmly with your fingers, just to make it sound a little more muffled. So like this. That wasn't very good. That was a little too muffled. Like that. Okay? So that's part one. Easy. That's all you do in the verse for that guitar. The other guitar is going to do a couple of different things. And one thing is to slide from, if you can, all the way on the 2nd fret of the B string, which is the 5th string down, all the way up to the 10th fret. So it would be this. And then just let that note ring out. And if going from the 2nd fret is too hard, try it from a different fret. Try from the 5th, for example. Or that was not very good. Still sounds pretty good. Another option you have to make that sound is you can just play a chord. And you can either just play those two strings, the 9th fret on the 4th string and the 10th fret on the 5th string, like that. Or if you're really feeling ambitious, come down here and grab the 7th fret on the low E string, or excuse me, a high E string. Actually, easier to make it with your pinky on the 10th fret of the B, your ring finger on the 9th fret of the G, and your index finger on the 7th fret of the E. But it's kind of a cool chord. And it has that sort of creepy sound that I think Arctic Monkeys is really good at. Or you can even sometimes make the chord, and other times just do the slide. But I think the slide's really good. Okay. Okay, I turned the light on so you can see better. One other thing that happens in the verse, I don't think they're actually doing it on a guitar. I think it's probably some sort of keyboard, but every once in a while you hear just a very gentle E minor, which you can easily make by fretting the 12th fret, where the two dots are, and only playing these top 3 strings. We call them the top strings for some reason. We just do. Like that. Or you can make a stairway from the 7th, 7th, 8th, and 9th frets of the top 3 strings. That sounds pretty good too. Either part that you're playing in the verse, whether you're doing the slide or either part would be compatible with every once in a while just dropping that in there. The guitar part in the verse is very sparse. Why don't you guys both try it, both parts, come on, or all the different parts, come on Monday and see what you think. Okay, just 2 quick notes on the verse. Something I forgot. There's a cool sound in the 2nd verse, but you could play it in either. That comes from very gently fretting the 2nd string, which is your A, at the 7th fret, but not hard, not like that. You want it to be like this, or not even like that, sort of. And he kind of goes back and forth like this. It's hard to hear. You have to listen for it in the second verse. It's back there, but it's cool. You guys can do that anywhere you want. The only other thing I want to say is the timing of these things, like the slides, you know. That was pretty bad. Let me do that again. That was really even worse. That was even worse. Let me try again. The other thing is the timing of the slides and the riff. This slide and the... It doesn't matter if you do it exactly like the recording, as long as it sounds good, and as long as there's not too much of it. It's a very sparse and open verse. Okay, I'm going to try to play the whole thing through. I'll vary the different parts so you hear them. Okay, let's move on to the pre-chorus. 4 chords you need in the pre-chorus, and they're all very easy. Now, most songs on guitar, your right hand's pretty simple, and your left hand is where you have to make chords, and it's complicated. This song is the opposite. You have to have a lot of control with your right hand, which shouldn't be a problem, I think, for either one of you. But you're never going to play, unless you really want to challenge, you're never going to play more than 2 strings at a time, and that's where you have to have control, not to hit the other strings. So you've got 4 chords, and you can play all 4 of them with a single finger. So however you're comfortable. I like my middle finger, but you know, whatever. So the first 2 chords are D minor and A minor. I mean, excuse me, D minor and E minor, and you're playing them basically at the same time, because all you're going to do is play your second and third strings. That's the A and D, and then crush both of those strings at the second fret with whatever finger you want. So it's going to sound like this, and then you mute the strings. So that's it. You can do whatever finger. You can do 2 fingers if you want. Doesn't matter. Then your other 2 chords are A minor and G minor. And you're going to move your right hand down 1 string, so you're playing the 3rd and 4th strings, and you're going to play just, again, the 2nd fret, that's the A minor, and then take it off for the G minor. These aren't truly minors, they're actually not chords at all, they're intervals, but they sound like power chords. So the chorus sounds like this, or the pre-chorus sounds like this. Oops, there we go. And you see, even when I miss one of the strings, it doesn't matter. It sounds fine. And then you use the same chords with 1 extra chord, which is a B, for the chorus. And to make a B, you simply move 2 frets up to the 4th fret from your A. So there's your B. So the chorus pattern is a little more complicated, but still very doable. So let me play it. That's D minor, E minor, G, D minor, E minor, A, back to the same first pattern, and then you go to the B. That's the whole chorus. So in time it would be. That's the whole chorus. You can both play the same part, or one of you, if you're feeling adventurous, you can try it up here on the 12th fret, so you're harmonizing with each other. This is just an octave up, but if you lay your index finger across the 12th fret well enough, you can make the same things with your other finger. Let's say it's your ring finger. Play like this. Whoops, that wasn't very good. See? Let me try that again. And then for the B, instead of sliding up, just play these strings down here. So same part. It would sound good if you each played one. It'd sound fine if you both played the same thing. Okay, I just noticed a mistake I made on the chorus. The chord progression is just something slightly different. So it's still D minor, E minor, G minor, D minor, E minor, A minor, D minor, E minor, G minor, but then it should be G minor, E minor, B. So the 3rd and 4th strings open, the 2nd and 3rd strings on the 2nd fret, and then the 3rd and 4th strings again on the 4th fret. Honestly, if you don't play it that way, if you played it the way showed you before, which is, I don't think anyone's going to notice. Probably not even your bandmates. So something to think about. Try it, but it's a little harder. And if it's too hard, just don't do it. Okay, then the next part's the bridge. There's a couple new chords you're going to need, but it's basically all the same style. So before you made an A, or you made a G, and an A, and a B. Now you're also going to make a C, which is just one more fret up. Now that you're on the 5th fret, the second dot. 7th fret for the D, and then you're going to make a D sharp or E flat. And this is that bridge part. So it's so when you come out of the chorus, how does that go? So what are the chords? Okay, so that's your. Okay, let me do that again. Sorry. C, A, D, G, C, A, C, D, D sharp. And then you get a rest because it's a drum solo, which is fine. Okay, I'll try to play it all the way through. I'll try to do all the different parts at some point at least. And sorry in advance if I make any mistakes, which I will. Like I'll miss the first slide because I can't get there fast enough. I was a little late, but I got there.
She needs to shelter from reality. She gets a dip in my daydream. My days end best when the sunset gets behind that little lady sitting passing beside. It's much less dangerous without catching the light. The horizon tries, but it's just not as kind on the eye. Arabella's got a 70s head. She's a modern lover, it's an exploration. She's made of outer space. And her lips are like the galaxy's edge. And a kiss the color of a constellation falling into place. My days end best when the sunset gets behind that little lady sitting passing beside. It's much less dangerous without catching the light. The horizon tries, but it's just not as kind on the eye.
forgot it ended like that. Okay, that wasn't horrible. Sorry about the solo. I just figured I may as well try it. We'll talk about the solo on Monday. Okay, that's it. It's a long video. I'm sorry it's so long, but it's a simple part. It really is. You have a couple of very easy things to play during the verse, and then every chord you make the rest of the way is just one finger. You really only need one finger and 2 strings to make every other single chord. So don't get intimidated by the length of the video. There's a lot of stuff that I've put in the video that if you don't do it, it won't affect how the song is going to turn out. Plus, you can always, if it's not working, you can always go back to a more familiar instrument, mandolin or saxophone, and it will work fine in the song, I promise. All right, see you Monday. Have a good time.